Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome in. Thank you for all those who will be catching this on my YouTube channel. I'm about to share this over with my team. Please get your share on with those who will need to hear this. We are going to talk about habits for having a successful business, whether you're just starting off or whether you need to revitalize your business. Good morning. Come on in, say hi, and don't be a stranger. Definitely comment below with any questions that you may have, and I'll come back and answer those once we are through. I am going to get my share on this morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome into the Tuesday Tea with me, Christy. All right. Get my share on. I gotta share this over to my personal page and share this over there to my business partners. And then we are ready to get this party started. So glad you guys could join me this morning. All right. Make sure I got my Wi-Fi on. There it is there. Good, good, good. I see you coming in. So glad to see you. Tuesday tea. All right, got it shared there. Got to share it one more place, and then we're going to get started. This will definitely be less than 30 minutes. There are 7 habits I want to talk about, but I'm only going to touch on the first 3 today, and then I will touch on the next 4 on next week. What books do you have on the shelf behind you? Good question, Cynthia. I will share those in just a minute. Got to give people some time to get in here. They range too. Some of them was when I was an assistant principal, but I was an assistant principal, so I was in leadership. So they're still good leadership books. Some of them I probably need to go back and read again. Hello, good morning. I see you guys coming in. I got to share this one more place and then we're ready to get started. And I will share some of the books that I have behind me. One that I think is very important. Well, 2 of them. I think 2 of them are back there. Yes, 2 of them are back there. So if you're in a direct sales or multi-level marketing business, 2 of them are, one's a male and one's a female. And they pretty much talk about the same thing, but they deliver it in 2 different ways. So they really will touch on the same topics, but it depends on, it's all about delivery. My dad used to say to my mom when I was growing up that I've been saying the same thing, but when you go to the church and the preacher say it, then all of a sudden it makes sense. So I don't think it was the fact that it was coming from, I think it was the fact that it was coming from a different person and a different way of delivery. So it wasn't that she wasn't hearing, but she wasn't hearing. So these are the first 2. Direct sales, multi-level marketing. If you're in any direct sales business, this will work for you. Get over your damn self. It is the no BS blueprint to building a life-changing business. Romy, I hate to say her last name, Nestadet is this book. And then this one is definitely geared towards network marketing. This is just business in general, but it will definitely apply to your multi-level marketing business. This one is Eric Worre, Go Pro, 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional. So you can definitely follow him on Facebook. I do, Eric Worre, Go Pro, and Romy. The next one back here, this is actually a fake book. It says, it was gifted to me, Boss Babe, and it doesn't have anything in it. I can put stuff in it. The next one is The Power of Positive Leadership by John Gordon. So this is a book that I read when I was an assistant principal. The Power of Positive Leadership by John Gordon. And how and why positive leaders transform teams and organizations around the world. This one I found at Dollar Tree. These next 2 I found at Dollar Tree for $1. So if you're ever at Dollar Tree, don't just pass by that book, the book station, the book location in Dollar Tree. They have some good finds in there. Easy Breezy Prosperity is by Emmanuel Daggett. The 5 Foundation for a More Joyful, Abundant Life. It includes a 28-day prosperity plan. Like I found this at the Dollar Tree for $1. Easy breezy prosperity. And I'm like, we're talking about prosperity. I mean, I don't care how much it costs. Like, it's worth a read. I haven't finished it, but I have started it. This other one I found at Dollar Tree. Power Your Happy. Work Hard, Play Nice, and Build Your Life by Lisa Sugar. She's a founder of Pop Sugar. So I did start this. I haven't finished it. But a Dollar Tree find. So if you're at Dollar Tree, stop by, check out those books. So I'm going to stop right there. I have some more up here. But those are the first 4. Oh, about to drop my little mom thing. Those are the first 4 that are up here. So they're not just for show. I do actually read these. The first 2 I go back to often. Like I had finished Get Over Your Damn Self and I had finished GoPro. And I refer back to those often. All right. So that was a question asked by somebody who came in here. But we are here now. So let's get this Tuesday tea started. It is 7 habits for starting. Oh, this didn't even post. Look at that. I did all this talking. It didn't even post. Let me post that. So my name is Christy. And I am here with Cuter Than Most Accessories. That is my business. I have been in business. I have my 8-year anniversary on May 31st of this year, 2020. And I have reached a 6-figure status. So I figure, you know what, at 6 figures in my own business, it is probably time for me to share some things that I've learned over my 8-year time when I was working full time, and now I'm doing my business full time. So welcome in to the Tuesday Tea with me, Christy. And I do have tea today. It's actually very hot. Homemade tea, honey, lemon, and ginger. All right. So 3 things we're going to touch on today. Come back here next Tuesday and we'll talk about 4 more. So when you are starting a business, you have to have a willingness to work 24/7. Now, I will share with you where I got these 7 steps from after I finish this live. And I'll post the information on my YouTube channel below when if you're watching this via YouTube. But it says when you start a business, I like to say anytime you're ready to propel your business to another level, you have to have that same kind of mindset. Now, 24/7 doesn't always mean you're physically working your business 24/7. But there isn't a time that I'm not thinking about what I can do to improve my business. Never a time. When I watch something on TV, I'll find something in it. I don't even watch TV often, but in the times that I do, because my daughter is 13, and for a long time, a habit, not a habit, but a routine, not a routine, what do we call it? Tradition that we have is to find a TV show that is like our TV show. So it was like Charmed. We did Once Upon a Time, and now we're in the market for another family-friendly TV show that's sort of geared towards girls and women that we can watch together. And so I don't watch TV often, but you know, TV usually has some kind of lesson involved in it. And so when I see something on television show, I'm like, oh, that applied to my business. And I'll write something down, I'll jot it down on my phone. I've usually put things in my phone because I won't lose that. And it's backed up. So if I do lose it, then I can find it somewhere else. I can get a new phone and upload and get somewhere else. But standard hours is not an option when you are a business owner. When you own a business, the 9 to 5 doesn't exist. Now, are there times like I have the book, which is not back here, it's on my shelf in my bedroom next to my bed. That's where the books go that I'm still currently actively working on. And it's called the 4-Hour Work Week. So there are books that'll talk about a 4-hour work week. But if you read the 4-Hour Work Week, you do realize that the workings of your brain, your thoughts towards your business, things you have put in place, happen all the time if you're serious about building your business. And yes, at some point in your business, you'll get to a point where you're steady, what they call steady Eddie. Like you will maybe take more vacations and spend less than 24/7 working on your business, right? But any time in your business, you're ready to take it to a next level, you're going to go back to the 24/7. All right. So like right now, I'm 6 figures, way more than I thought. Or way more than I could have made as a teacher, because I was an educator, I was a teacher, and then I was assistant principal. And so it was more than that. But I'm not done. Like there's so much possibility still left with my business that I still think about my business 24/7. So like I said, some people will say that this only happens in the beginning of your business, but the difficulty as a leader for me sometimes is when people say they want more, but they aren't thinking about their business 24/7. Their lifestyle doesn't include thoughts about growing their business. My lifestyle includes thoughts like eat and breathe my business is what I do. So as a business owner, now, if you're in it for a hustle, a quick dollar here and there, if you're here for a hobby, a quick dollar here and there, then this wouldn't apply to you. And that is sort of like a barometer of whether or not you're really ready to turn what you're doing into a business, meaning you're ready to take it to the next level. You are thinking about how to make it better, how to improve it, how to build upon last week's success, last month's success, 24/7. Wakes you up at night when you have a great idea. You could be in the middle of cooking and your idea comes to you and you write it down and you figure out like how you're going to implement it. It's just not an idea, it's implementation. Also, as a business owner, the willingness to work 24/7 means you give up activities. Here's the beauty that I've learned in my 8 years in my business of giving up activities. There were times 8 years ago, I'm 37 years old, so I was in my prime, baby. I was 29 and fine. And my friends were going out on the weekends, Tuesday tea, $2 Tuesdays, they were there. Wilding Out Wednesdays, they were there. If there was a week of food, like a food theme week at restaurants, because I live near Metro Atlanta. I live in Metro Atlanta, so I live near Atlanta. And there's always some kind of festival, weeks of festivals going on, beer festival. Like they're doing all that kind of stuff. I had to give up. I had to be willing to give up some of those activities, to hang out and to participate in some of those things to build my business and my brand, which meant sometimes sacrificing funds. Like, yes, I was making money with my business, but I couldn't take that money and just throw it into hanging out now because I didn't have that money before to hang out. I had to put it back into my business to build it up. But here's the beauty. If you sacrifice or give up, I don't like to call it a sacrifice because in the long run, I can tell from experience, it has benefited me and my family and those around me in the long run. So I gave up those activities in the beginning, but now I have more freedom, time freedom, and I have more financial freedom to be able to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, however I want to do it. So if I had not giving up the Tuesday tea, the Tuesday $2 Tuesdays, or not giving up Taco Tuesdays, or not giving up hanging out for the short term, or Atlanta Housewives when it first came out 7 years ago, when everybody was watching it and doing Atlanta Housewives parties, or they were doing scandal parties, like it was a season finale and people were going over people's houses for the scandal finale, and I'm like, I can't do that because I have to go live, or I have to go to do this jury party, or I need to go talk to a teammate, or I need to, build my business. And like if I had any time, I need to be with my family because I was spending time with my business. But now I'm at the point where forget a $2 Tuesdays. Let's just go take a flight to Mexico. Let's forget Taco Tuesday. Let's take a flight to Mexico. Forget, the $2 Tuesdays beer or Bob Marley that I would get at the place. How about we just go to Jamaica? See, those sacrifices in the beginning or giving up activities in the beginning now allows me to be able to do way more and beyond. The general issue with not just business owners, but people in general, thanks for the love, is that they aren't willing to give up something in the long run to see the bigger picture in something in the short term to see the bigger picture in the long run. Now, somebody then would have said, hey, Christy, if you chill out on going to $2 Tuesdays, then you can just take a trip and go get your Bob Marley in Jamaica. Or if you chill out on feeling like you have to be here at these moments with your friends and with your associates, then you'll have you fly to Amsterdam and do those kind of things. See, and the time freedom to do it. So now it used to be go out to drinks after work. Now I can meet up with my homegirls at brunch on a Wednesday morning if I want to, because I have time freedom. Now I can go and fly to DC on a Thursday and eat dinner with my sister if I wanted to and bring my butt home. See, that kind of time freedom came because I was willing to give up activities in the short term. That's just number one. Number two, as a business owner, you have to have a desire to learn. So when those big ideas come to you 24/7 and you are waking up in the middle of the night because you can't sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning. Instead of turning on the TV, you go put something in place for your business. Or when you're waiting in line at Publix or Kroger or Myers or whatever your grocery store is that you go to, and instead of being frustrated about a long line, you take that time to work on your phone, to build your brand and build your business. You also have to have a desire to learn. Things you've never dealt with before in life are going to come along in business. Lots of things. For example, as your business builds and you become more successful, things will open up about your friends and family that you did not even realize before. And it'll, how people say like they aren't happy for you, and you like, oh, my friends and family would never be like that. But then you start seeing their actions, and you can't understand why those actions are taking place. And you're like, could they really not be happy for me? Those are things that you've never dealt with before because you weren't at that level in your business. Your business that didn't grow, and now it's grown, and now you're dealing with things you never dealt with. That is going to require you to learn. That is when you pick up one of these books, all right? You've never managed people in your career job. Your career job was a one-on-one. What you managed was projects, not people. What you led were projects, but not people. But now as a business owner, and you are in a situation like in our business where you will have a team, now you have to deal with leading people with personalities that you can't necessarily walk away from. Like they are helping your business grow. And so you have to deal with these people all the time. That is going to require you to learn some things that you didn't already know, right? For example, the book that I pulled out is The Power of Positive Leadership. Oh, there are going to be some times where you think you are the most positive, meditated, centered person in the world. And then someone's going to join your team that is going to make you want to cuss like you've never cussed before. That is going to want to remind you that you're going to want to remind them that I ain't always made 6 figures. I ain't always had this extra income. I didn't always used to be able to pay my bills. Don't make me bring out the person that I used to be. But woosah, you have to have a desire to learn how to deal with those situations. You understand? So in business, one of the 3 habits, one of the 7 habits, habit number 2 is desire to learn. So it isn't even a matter of having to learn it, like required to learn. It is the desire to learn. For example, I remember when I was, one second, time for Tuesday tea. I remember when I was in the school system and I was a teacher, but I knew when I went to college that I was never going to just be a teacher. I knew I was going to go in a leadership position, right? When I knew I was going to go in a leadership position, the one thing that always stuck with me was dress for the job that you want, not the job that you have. And I explain this to people all the time. Like, why is it important to dress for the job you want and not the job you have? Or in business, to dress the part of a 6-figure earner. And that does not mean, because I have a 2005 Infiniti sitting outside that makes noises when I drive, that has a little dent on the side, that doesn't have Bluetooth in it. I went and bought a little thing from Target. I put inside of my lighter thing that allows me to have Bluetooth, and every time I turn my car on, it says Bluetooth is connected. So if it's up loud and everybody around me can hear it. So I'm not saying look the part as in now you gotta go buy a Mercedes that's brand new, or you gotta go buy this Range Rover that's brand new. I'm not talking about looking that part, because there's plenty of people who drive big cars and go home to an apartment that they can't afford. So I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, can people see you as their leader if that's the position that you want? Can people see you as their boss if that's the position that you want? Can people see you as the person who can remodel like if you have a remodeling house business, can they see you being able to bring their desires to reality? So you have to play the part. Sometimes you have to learn what that is, right? So when I was a teacher in a classroom, I taught elementary school. So teachers come to school at elementary school wearing all kind of stuff. I mean, because you want to be comfortable, right? But I didn't choose that, because I knew that when people sit in the interview and they ask you questions, it's not always what comes out your mouth. It's sometimes Will people take her seriously? I could be genius. I could run a school with my eyes closed, hands tied behind my back. But if people who have to listen to me can't see me as their boss, then it becomes harder for people to hire you for that position. Because now you got to convince them that I actually know what I'm doing, especially because I was young. So I'd be in an assistant principal's position, managing people who have been in the business for 20 years, who have been educators for 20, 25 years. And the first thing they're going to do is be like, oh, she's young, but I at least looked the part. That's the first thing. So your desire to learn, look the part. Do you have things, which comes to the next point, stick to a routine? Do you have things in place that would allow people to want to do business with you? For example, if there's plenty of things I want done around my house, right? And I love to support small business owners like myself, okay? But when I ask you how to create an appointment, or I ask you how can I pay, and you don't have those things in place, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to have to run to the store or run to the bank and get cash to pay you. I got money. I have the ability to pay, but I need to be able to just pay you. Like Cash App, PayPal, take my card. Do you have things in place? And if not, you have to have a desire to learn how to put those things in place. Not being stuck in your ways, like, I ain't doing that. That's how businesses don't grow. That's how people outgrow you in their business. And that's why competition will go, customers will go to your competitor because they've learned how to work their market. The last point for today is sticking to a routine. I don't know what business you're in because I don't necessarily do these lives specifically for, or these trainings specifically for direct sales or multi-level marketing business owners like myself. Just business in general, because there's some general things that you should have in place when you're a business owner. Excuse me. But right now in our business, literally new business owners can come into our business right now during a pandemic and not do the tried and true business tactics and still make money right now. But this will not always be the case. And what's going to happen when this current wave that we're in levels out, not drops, because in the last 8 years, the business has never dropped that I've been in, all right? Never dropped, but it does level off. Every business has peaks and valleys. I wouldn't call this business ever having a valley. We've never dropped to a valley, but we have dropped to a leveling, a normalcy, right? Right now, we're currently in a climax, not at a level point. People are going to come into this business, including some of you who are watching right now, who are catching a replay and who are watching this on YouTube, are going to come into this business at this time and experience a lot of success. And then it's going to level off. And when you're having a lot of success, you did not have a routine in place. And so when it goes to a leveling off and your sales aren't as high, people aren't running to jump on your team, because right now we have the ability to have team business partners, right? And people are looking for extra money right now. Well, when the climate returns to a level of normalcy and they're not running for looking for extra income, and you actually have to go out to people and show them why they need it instead of them being running to you and be like, I need it, then you're going to have routines in place. Otherwise, there's going to be people's businesses who will drop, and there's going to be people's businesses who remain at this current level in the wave that we're in. And you're going to look at them like, how are they still able to do this? And that's because at a time where it's going great, they put in routines so that when a time is not going great and it's just going good, those routines carry them through. So what are some routines you need to have in place and that you need to stick to? You need to have things in place that you have control of. For example, in business, successful people have certain times they wake up in the morning no matter what. All right. Some of us, I've worked this business full time, so my routine has not changed. I have an alarm that doesn't even go. I wake up before my alarm goes off. And so my body knows to get up. Get up every single morning. Now, sometimes I get dressed, sometimes I don't. But I get up every single morning. That's my routine. Successful people in business and in life have a routine. It doesn't matter if you're now working from home And before, you had to be at work at 7 a.m. So you had to wake up at 6 to drive an hour. And now you don't have to drive an hour. So now you're sleeping in at 9. I'm not saying sleep in past the time of the commute. But what I'm saying is stick to your daily routine of getting up every single morning. Because you have to have a routine. Because when things level off, like your business is going great right now. You're selling jewelry without having this routine. You're just showing up whenever you want to and making money. When that stops happening, you don't have a routine in place. And then you're going to be like, I ain't doing this no more. This too much. I'm not doing this. I ain't had to do this before. I didn't have to wake up at a certain time before. I didn't have to have no routine before. Well, the people who are going to succeed past this wave are the ones who had a routine from the beginning, because success habits are success habits no matter what. All right. Success habits are being in control and having a schedule for the things that you can't have control of. So eating, exercising, waking up, checking emails, things you have control of. Stick to that routine and put it in place now. You have a little bit of extra time on your hand now. Now's the time to get things in place. So when you don't have as much time on your hand, those things are already in place. That's definitely things I'm working on right now, because when things go back to normal, I have a daughter I need to take to track practice. I have a daughter I need to go volunteer at her school. I have traveling dates that have been canceled that I will be traveling a lot more. I'm pregnant and I have a baby on the way, and that is going to change a lot of things. But while those things are not in place, while those things are not taking place and I have more time on my hand, I am putting things in place so that when that life returns to what we know as normal and I can go out to brunch with people, I can network outside of my house, then I have things put in place. I have routines that are already in place so my business can keep running and doesn't experience a drop when my life experiences accelerates. Okay. Same is true for a lot of you right now. You have a lot of time on your hand. Put things in place so that your business will still have success when the world returns to what we are used to. Because a lot of people are starting businesses right now because you got time on your hand. Well, are you going to just drop the business when you don't have time on your hand? Are you going to be frustrated when you don't have time on your hand because you're like, oh, I can't do this. This is too much. No. Now's the time to get things in place, a routine in place, so that when life returns to normal, your business still remains successful. Does everybody understand that? I hope that helped. That is it for this Tuesday tea. The 3 things. I'll be back here next Tuesday, same time, same place, and I'll go over the next 4 things that you should have in place for your business to be a success. So the first 3 things we talked about today was willingness to work 24/7. If you have a business, you will not be able to work conventional hours, especially if you work a full-time job and you have a business. Your set routine or standard hours are not an option. All right. 2, you have to have a desire to learn all the time. Things are going to come up right now in business that you never thought you would have to deal with. Customers, customer service, whatever your product is, there's things you're going to have to learn to move to the next level, because you only have a certain things that you know. And number 3 is stick to a routine. These are habits you create now so that when life returns to normal or close to what we experienced before we were in a pandemic, these are what's going to carry your business through. That's currently why some people are having a hard time right now, because they didn't have routines in place. They didn't put social media in place, and that's the only thing we can rely on. I'm not going to do my business. I know everybody else doing things on social media, but I'm not. I'm not going to do no website. I know everybody else doing that, but now I'm not. Businesses who had that in place are doing better because they already had it in place. All right, be blessed. Thank you so much for joining me in here with the Tuesday tea with me. And I will create the event for next Tuesday's tea, so you can go ahead and say that you're going, so you can get a reminder when we come back here next Tuesday for the other 4 things you need to have in place for your business to be a success. Bye. Be blessed. We still have half a week ahead and a week and a half before the month ends. So let's max out those goals and build our businesses. Bye.